Hi, my journal friends. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my new art journal setup. This comes highly requested as a lot of you guys wanted to see more journal videos and tools that I use and kind of how to get that creative spark and flow going. So grab your cup, take a seat, and I will share with you my new notebook that I'm enjoying and how I set it up, kind of break it in. I do want to say though, if you find yourself art journaling at this time, maybe you like to have this playing in the background while you are cleaning or creating, you don't necessarily have to watch this video. It's just going to be me touching and going through my art journal and then just sharing my new art journal. But what I have to say is more important than what I'm going to show you. So this is just going to be a part one of my new art journal setup. So let's begin. So it's no secret that I love art journaling. I love just writing in general. And throughout the years, I've really learned to bond with my notebooks and just to enjoy the therapeutic process of journaling and writing down my thoughts, my ideas, my emotions. And through that, it just creates this magical form of collected memories, expressions, and art. But a lot of you guys wanted to know how my process looks, how I get started, what inspires my work. And I thought, what better way than to share with you how I intend to begin my art journal journey, I guess, finding the new notebook. So as you can see, these two art journals, they're very popular. I know a lot of my subscribers, you guys are familiar with these throughout my playlists. If you aren't, I will link that somewhere down below so you can check it out. But in the past, I've shown some flip throughs of these. And really the inspiration is to share that you don't need to be intimidated by the creative process. First steps first, you need to find a journal that you absolutely love, you connect with, that you can find yourself grabbing and bonding, if you will. Because if you don't love the notebook, you're not going to love the process. So in my experience, I have really bonded with notebooks that are soft cover, okay, such as this one. It's flexible, it has a soft cover, and this is just me, my preference. I noticed, again, throughout the years, I like a page that is blank, or I should say pages, not just one page. I need all the pages to be blank. Why? Because my mind absorbs so much creative inspiration and ideas that when I dump them onto the page, I don't need any other distractions. I don't know if it's just my attention. I don't know. I feel like there's maybe something wrong with me because in the past I loved dotted notebooks, dotted pages. I did like grid. Maybe it's a phase, but now home sweet home, it's blank pages. I've learned in the last, 3 to 4 to 5 years, I really observed my creative process and I create the most with blank pages because it's a blank canvas. Literally, if I were to buy a canvas at the store and it had dots, or if it had lines, if it had grids, it's distracting my creative flow. I need it to be blank so that way I can just pour and spill onto it whatever I need. So with that being said, my favorite journal has been this one. I'll link it down below. Okay. Now keep in mind, this may not work for everyone, this blank notebook that I've used in the past, but I am using a new one. Okay. I am using up my stash. I have so many notebooks. And with that being said, this one has been in my collection for over 2 years. I'm embarrassed to say. It's been in my collection for over 2 years. Why? Because I was too intimidated to use it. I was too afraid. It felt so precious. This is the MD notebook. I don't know if you could see. Let me zoom up. Can you see it right there? It says MD paper, Midori, made in Japan. So why do I like this notebook? What led me to purchase this a few years ago? Because I loved this notebook here, the soft cover, the blank pages. But at that time when I made this purchase, I was really into writing more versus creating. So I was experimenting with fountain pen inks and just using darker gel inks. And this paper by the Moleskine brand did not really take that so well. The Midori paper does, if you're a fountain pen user, or not only fountain pen, gel, gel inks as well. I did an ink test. So Midori is known to hold up very well with fountain pen inks and gel inks. But the thing that I love about this notebook, similar to this one here, the Moleskine Expanded, is that it lays flat. My subscribers, you guys know that is my biggest indicator on whether or not this is going to be my go-to notebook. It has to lay flat. I don't want a notebook that I have to train or that I have to keep open like this. And truth be told, I don't want to say this, but it's the truth. I think that's why I do not stay consistent with my Traveler's notebook, my Midori or Traveler's Company Traveler's notebook, because I have to train those inserts to stay open. So here the notebook is, look, I can literally flip it to any part of the notebook and it stays open. Also, it's soft cover. It does have like this, let me see. It has like this cardstock here, but for the most part, it's pretty flexible. I can use this within another cover. I can use it as itself and decorate it. Look, I already have a coffee stain on here. I got some sauce from my fingers because it was laying on my counter. So the outer cardstock offers a little bit of protection, and it's a blank canvas. I can put stickers, I can put washi, I can Mod Podge, put some other decorations on here. Here's the spine so you can see, closer look, the individual bound signatures, which allows it to lay flat. Okay. Cream color too. That's another thing. I didn't realize it at the time, but now as I kind of was doing a checklist of why do I gravitate so much to this Moleskine notebook, it's because this paper is cream. Okay, I know you probably can't tell because I'm right by my my bedroom window where I get the best lighting to do these videos. But this is another notebook that I love by Pen and Gear, Walmart. This is good with fountain pen as well, just because it's thicker paper. It has the dot grid, but it's so minor, it doesn't bother me. But I use this for work. Okay, I don't know if you can tell it. You see right here? You see how this is more like a white? The contrast is like bleach white. It's white. This is like copy paper white. And I noticed that was a reason why I love the Moleskine paper as well. Even though it doesn't do well with fountain pens or darker gel inks because it does bleed through, it does fine with ballpoint and pencil. And a lot of my art journaling in the past was done with ballpoint or like gouache and paints. I'm trying to find a ballpoint page here. Just something like this, just like a little bit of writings like that. It was nothing special. So therefore I didn't feel like I needed, I did some like ink tests here, but I realized it was the cream color too that that pulled me in. It has a slight creamish color. It's very warm, very inviting. And when I compare it to this Moleskine, or I'm sorry, not the Moleskine, the MD, I want to say it's literally the same. I know you can't tell. Can you tell? Hold on, let me see. Let me zoom in. Can you see? It's the same. The only difference is that the corners are rounded on the Moleskine, and here this is squared. But the cream compared to the white, it's the same. So this is a win. Also, can we talk about the markup? Oh my goodness. The Moleskine notebook has gone up in price. I don't want to credit that inflated price to myself, maybe for bringing popularity to these. But at the time when I got into these Moleskine expanded notebooks, they were retailing for $29.99, and I was able to find these on Amazon for $20, sometimes even $15. I would use my credit card points and Amazon gift cards to purchase these, but now they retail for $40. You guys, $40, that's a lot. That's a lot to, I would say that's a lot. That's a lot given the type of paper quality that it is. But what can I say? It's really hard to find something similar to this. So this MD notebook, at the time that I purchased this, I think it was like $30, 30 or 32. It has 368 pages, but this is an A5, where the Moleskine is an A5 slim. So you lose about, like, what is this, like is it an inch and a half? You can see the difference. The Moleskines are slightly slimmer, and the MD or Midori notebook is like a true A5 size, the dimensions. But the paper quality, it is slightly thicker than your Midori. But again, with the ink, you get, I would say, superior paper compared to the Moleskine in terms of it being flexible with more mediums. So this is what I'm going to be moving into. This is what I'm going to be setting up. And I just want to introduce my new art journal because a lot of you guys have been asking if I'm still in the Moleskine. Yes, I do keep an eye out if these are on sale, because I think I'll always love using the expanded version. The difference between this and the normal Moleskine is that this has double the pages. The normal Moleskine, I think, has 192 pages. This has 400 blank pages. So it's really hard and rare to come across, manufacturers or brands that make such a large amount of pages with a blank page in soft cover. And it lays flat. And this already has a closure, okay? So find a notebook that you love, that you're going to feel inspired and drawn to write in, and the rest kind of follows. So this is part one of why I chose this notebook. It lays flat, cream color, blank pages, great with multiple inks. So if I want to switch and use fountain pens between ballpoints or inks, or even, like watercolor, it will work. Moleskine's not so good with watercolor. It's okay, with regular acrylic and gouache, but not so much watercolor like the Midori or the MD notebook. And I found a really great steal deal on Amazon. So I bought some backups. I'll link it down below. I'm sure they're going to be sold out by the time I link it, because I shared it on Instagram and it already said it had a few left. So on Amazon, I was lucky to find these, I think for like $20. Again, because this retails for like $30 or $33. So that was another thing too, with the markup, $40 for a Moleskine, or $40 or $30, right? $30, you get a slightly larger notebook, but it's more of the paper quality. So that is that. This is part one. Make sure you stay tuned and subscribe. I will share with you my setup, what I'm about to do right now. I'm going to, believe it or not, I'm going to trim this down. I'm going to get a razor. I'm going to trim this down. So I do love the A5 slim size. I have to say, that's the sweet spot for me. I don't know what it is. Maybe my brain is trained because I just fell in love so much with this A5 slim, the dimensions. But here, where these little markers are, I'm going to cut those off. It just happens to be that the end point or the starting point is where I'm going to chop it off to make this A5 slim. And the reasoning, I'll explain that in my next video, because I do have a cover that I have that I'm going to slip within it, and it's already kind of tight with that cover. But don't want to make this video too long. Stay tuned for part 2 and part 3. But let me know, what notebook are you enjoying at this time? What type of notebooks do you find yourself drawn to? And also, if you're into inks or fountain pens what type of fun inks are you enjoying? Because I feel like I need to up my ink game. I like the few that I have, but especially this ancient copper. I love this ancient copper. It's perfect for this fall upcoming season. It's very like cinnamony kind of autumn vibes, but I feel like I want some fun, I don't know, maybe shimmer, sparkles, or just something very eye-catching. So for my fountain pen ink lovers, which inks would you recommend? Okay, I'll see you in the next video.